The ocean tasted like blood and rust that dawn, a warning I ignored. I leaned against the salt-warped railing of the old seaside cottage, nursing black coffee from a chipped mug, as my family staged what they thought would be my ultimate defeat. "Elena, sweetheart, you should go," my mother called from the gravel drive, her sympathy as thin as her designer scarf. "The cruise about to start. I'd hate for you to watch this. It must hurt so much." I stayed put. The same trip that introduced me to this Guatemalan roast 5 years earlier had also handed me the keys to a life they never bothered to notice. "I'm good here, Mom." My brother Lucas snorted, leaning against Dad's gleaming Range Rover. At 37, he'd coasted through life on Dad's golf course handshakes and half-baked condo flips. "Still pretending this is yours, huh? Classic Elena." Dad stepped out, rolled up plans under one arm, looking every bit the coastal empire builder he marketed himself as. Victor Reyes of Reyes Oceanfront Developments had made his name erasing outdated properties for glass and steel resorts. That this cottage had belonged to our family for 45 years was merely inconvenient. "Morning, gentlemen," he boomed to the waiting crew. "Appreciate the early call. As you can see, the structure's unsafe. Cracked pilings, ancient wiring, likely asbestos. Public hazard, really." I hid a smirk behind my mug. The place had been gutted and rebuilt 20 months ago. New elevated foundation, hurricane-rated framing, whole house dehumidification system. Receipts sat safely with my lawyer. Mom circled the yard snapping photos for the company Instagram. 7 beds, 9 baths, rooftop deck. Reyes Legacy, we're calling it. It'll redefine luxury here. The site foreman, a sun-leathered man named Ray Castillo, frowned at his tablet. "Mr. Reyes, I'm seeing something odd on the county records." "All cleared," Dad cut in smoothly. "Title search came back clean yesterday. Family owned forever. My daughter's just been crashing here out of kindness." That was the fairy tale he'd fed everyone for months. Grandpa Luis had placed the cottage in a family trust. I was a temporary guest. Redevelopment was a done deal. I'd let him run with it. Let him burn $80,000 on plans, permits, soil tests. Let him arrive this morning convinced he was minutes from victory. Lucas climbed the porch steps I'd sanded and stained myself 3 summers ago. "If you'd taken a real job instead of that little side hustle, maybe you wouldn't be getting evicted today." My little side hustle, Apex Advisory Partners, had 48 employees, offices in Miami, Charlotte, and Seattle, and 8-figure revenue. To them, it was still Elena playing pretend. The lead excavator fired up, diesel growls scattering gulls overhead. Mom actually clapped. "Victor, film this. Farewell to yesterday, hello to forever." Perfect caption. I set my mug down. Hand-thrown pottery Grandpa Luis bought in 1981, every piece painted with a different shorebird. They'd already stickered the contents for trash. Ray tried again. "Mr. Reyes, the deed I'm pulling up shows." "I have paperwork in the car," Dad snapped, irritation creeping in. Lucas grabbed the folder. Here it was. I descended the steps and approached Ray quietly. "Before he wastes your time, let me show you something." I opened the secure portal on my phone. County records refreshed overnight. Ray's eyes widened as he scrolled. "This address is titled to Coastal Haven LLC," I said. "I'm the sole owner. Purchased outright 6 years ago. Taxes current, no liens." Dad returned with his folder, smugness evaporating as Ray handed him the tablet. "This is impossible," he muttered. "Some error." "No error," I said. "Grandpa's will gave the estate 30 days to sell at appraised value. I bought it on day 18. Cash. Closing recorded March 3rd, 2020, 2 weeks before the will reading you all attended." Mom hurried over, heels wobbling in the shells. "What's the delay?" "Ownership dispute," Ray said carefully. "Miss Reyes, sorry, Miss Navarro, has clear title. We can't touch the structure." Lucas exploded. "Elena doesn't own anything. She was broke." I pulled up the LLC filing. Coastal Haven LLC formed January 2020. Acquired the property from Luis Navarro's estate for $1.45 million. Paid in full. With what? Lucas demanded. First big contract in 2018. Biotech firm needing regulatory strategy. Seven-figure fee. By 2019, we were billing $9 million. I saved what I needed and bought the one thing that mattered. Dad stared at the cottage as if seeing it for the first time. Luis would never. He followed the will to the letter. Any family member could have bid. None of you did. You just assumed. A sleek Audi pulled in. My attorney, Sarah Chun, stepped out, briefcase in hand. Problem? She asked me. Just clarifying title, I said. She faced my father. Mr. Reyes, attempting demolition on property you don't own, after filing permits under false ownership, exposes you to serious liability. Dad's mask slipped. There was a good faith misunderstanding. Based on zero due diligence, Sarah replied coolly. My client is prepared to waive criminal complaint and civil claims if you sign a quitclaim relinquishing all future interest. Today. He hesitated, then signed. The machines powered down. Crews packed up. Within 20 minutes, the driveway emptied of heavy equipment and shattered illusions. I looked at my family, defeated, smaller than I remembered.
You should go, I said.
Mom's voice cracked. We're still your family, Elena. Then act like it. See me for who I am, not who you decided I should be. Dad paused at the car. Your grandfather always said you had a spine.
He was right.
You just never looked. They drove away. I walked back inside, poured fresh coffee into Grandpa's old mug, and opened my laptop. Monday's presentation could add another 8 figures and, more importantly, help bring a new therapy to patients who needed it. The cottage stood firm against the tide, same as always. And for the first time, so did I.